Integrated Business Planning, IBP. That's the reason why I'm here today, to share with you my thought about this topic. But what is IBP? It is essentially three things: linking processes together, defining clear roles across functions, and ultimately elevate and enhance the decision-making processes to the next level, beyond the traditional silos of an organization, above finance, above operations, and above sales. You may be wondering, how do we get there? How can we get this IBP to work? Well, let me tell it to you through an example. I remember when I was sitting with the demand planning team, and there was this one guy, this one planner, who thought he had an amazing plan. 1 million tons for the following years. He was extremely happy. Then we were in our SNOP meeting. Back then it was still called SNOP meeting. And he was explaining our plan. And there was the sales guy shaking his head. He couldn't see how good of a plan that was. One was talking about quantity, volume. And the other one was thinking about revenue. They were not speaking the same language. So what we did, we put a price on our quantity. We monetized our demand plan. And boom, 1 million ton became 10 million US dollar. The sales guy was amazed. And also, he started collaborating with the demand planner to get the plan even better. That had a great impact on the organization, a lot of noise around that, and someone got curious. So someone knocked the door. It was finance. And you know, finance, yes, they are very interested in the revenue, but also in the profit. So what we did, we put the cost in our data model. The next meeting, we ended up talking about profits. And finance was amazed. They really, really liked this new collaboration model. But you know, finance, they are quite tough guy, very, very demanding. They always want more. So they came back and they asked for the inventory cost. Very, very specific cost. Back then, we have nothing. But together, we found out the cost. And during the next SNOP meeting, and back then it was now called IBP meeting, we could talk about quantity. We could talk about revenue, profit, margins, with a whole cost breakdown structure. We could talk about inventory cost, transportation cost, operation cost, production cost, and everything. And that was amazing. Everyone was very enthusiastic about what we accomplished. Isn't that fantastic? Yes, it is. But now we have a lot of visibility. What can we do with this visibility? Well, we can compare our plan with the finance targets. Targets that could be within the profit, within the revenue, within the cost. And with this, take the decision-making process to the next level. Let me tell you this example. I remember I was sitting with my business finance partner who got a target of 1 million US dollar as bottom line. Pretty big target, actually very big target. We soon realized he was only able to hit 800,000 US dollar. So there was this 200,000 big gap to be closed. So what we did with our plan, we could identify where the gap was. We could dig out some options. We could evaluate the impact of these options in our plan and take concrete actions to closing the gap. And guess what? We closed it. We did it. And the business finance partner was extremely happy. He kept talking about it for months and months after this. Now, besides all my personal stories, I would like to share with you 3 takeaways, 3 key things you need to keep in mind when starting this journey. First one data model. It is crucial that we have in place one data model, that everyone across the organization is looking at the same numbers. 2, translation. And with translation, not only do I mean to have a common and agreed terminology, but also to having agreed on some key parameters we have in our plan. For instance, when we were back here and we monetize our demand plan, well, the price we put on top of our demand plan, that very price needs to be agreed between all the functions. When these 2 things are in place, we are sure we are talking about the same thing. We are at the same page. And that's extremely important. Third, key takeaway, journey. This is a journey. It's not on, off, 0, 100, yes, no. It is a journey. And like every journey, you need to do it step by step, little by little. And for some companies, already going from 0% to 10% is a huge leap and takes a lot of effort and energy. So keep it in mind. When these 3 things are in place, we can start linking our processes together. We can start our journey, and we can grasp the benefit of integrated business planning. Ultimately, having a profit-driven decision-making processes. And now, are you ready to start your journey? Yeah. Thanks.